What is up, guys? Bob here. I've got a new video for you. It's my new team against Franklin's old team, I suppose. And I really tried to get the video quality up for this one, so tell me what you think. Give me a comment or whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to start out with my Smeargle against his Forretress. Great matchup for me because I can spore it right off the bat, make sure that no entry hazards get up, which is great. I really don't want entry hazards up. You'll see why. So I'm going to sub up and baton pass right over to my Vaporeon. Now, Vaporeon's going to be a great matchup here because even though he's going to just Fire Punch me, even if he had Dynamic Punch me, it would have broken my sub, but it wouldn't have done that much damage to a Vaporeon. So anyway, I'm going to start setting up with Acid Armor as he switches out, which is, again, great for me. And I got 2 Acid Armors up so far, and all he's done is wake up his Forretress. So he's going to S-toss my Substitute, and Smeargle's sub will be broken. But I really don't want Blissey to be S-tossing me all game. So I'm just going to try to put it to sleep, but he's going to swap out to Forretress and make sure that Blissey stays awake and healthy. So he's going to swap Forretress back out, bring in Scarm as I set up a sub. So he's going to try to like whirlwind me around and stuff, get rid of my boosts. I predict that and set up Ingrain as he tries to whirlwind. So I'm going to be gaining extra HP every turn and I can't get whirlwinded out. So that's great. So I'm going to baton pass back over to Vaporeon, and this time I've got 2 Acid Armors up, and this is 3, meaning that this Dynamic Punch won't break my Substitute. So that's great. This is a great start. He's going to Bullet Punch. That is a misplay on his part, and it happens. He hasn't played Pokemon in like a year, and this is the first time I've actually used this team, so please forgive any misplays on my part. There are a few. Anyway, so I'm going to bring in my Shiny Ninjask, and my sub's going to get broken. I actually probably shouldn't have brought him in, but I wanted to get these speed boosts up. Even though I'm pretty sure all of my stuff is faster than his stuff anyway, I'd like to be fast, you know, just kind of in general. It helps. So I'm going to sit here and protect and substall. And thanks to Aqua Ring, Ingrain, and Lefties, one Substitute and 1 Protect will be, I'll be actually, I could potentially be gaining HP from doing that. So, yeah, so I'm going to sub, and he's going to Aromatherapy to wake up his Forretress again. And I'm like, darn, because I really don't want entry hazards up, because if you haven't guessed by this point, I'm using a Baton Pass team. Like, the entire team's going to be 1 Baton Pass chain. And so I'm going to swap over to Smeargle, and I'm going to see if I can't maybe sleep this Empoleon. I don't know, I want something asleep, just, you know, to remove 1 threat. So I'm going to spore it. And he set up Agility there. That's another misplay on his part. I guess he forgot about my speed boost or something. Anyway, so he's going to go to Forretress as I baton pass to Blaziken. And Blaziken's a wall breaker. He might, at this point, think I'm a special attacking set because I used Flamethrower on him. I don't know what I think he originally thought I was a physical attacker set. Then he saw Flamethrower, and he's like, oh, he must be a special attacker. So he's going to bring in Bliss. And I'm going to baton pass out because I didn't know what Bliss was going to do. I thought maybe he had, like, counter or something. I don't know. I didn't want to you know, like over-predict or under-predict. So I just made the safe swap to Ninjask and was hoping that he'd maybe switch out so I could get some switch initiative. Didn't happen, but I'm still going to be able to get the rest of my speed boosts and a couple of Swords Dances. He Toxic'd me at one point. I missed it. But yeah, and that's kind of sad. I don't like it when I get Toxic'd. Even though it's not going to play a huge factor in this one, the idea of getting Toxic right now is like, darn it, I really don't want that to happen. So I'm going to try to set up a sub, and hopefully, I don't know, I'm trying to hope that he does something, like makes another misplay, and, you know, doesn't break my sub immediately. And doesn't end up happening, so I just try to baton pass out, and he ends up trying to switch as well. So I bring in Mr. Mime just to kind of threaten him out. with +6 defense and all those boosting things up, he's really not going to be able to threaten me too much, even though Mr. Mime's defense is awful. And I'm going to be able to start setting up my calm minds. And he's going to swap to Blissey to try and wall me and break my subs and stuff. But I'm just going to be able to keep setting up calm mind and hopefully get in some boosts. And the great thing about this is, normally, one of the most threatening things that can happen when you're using a baton pass team is a random critical hit and just like getting dead right there. Blissey is by far the most annoying thing right now because of its ability to break my subs. But I know that even if I don't sub, like I don't sub right now, a seismic toss is not going to critical hit, meaning that I'm not going to just like, you know, get one hit and just die and lose. So that's good. It's so I'm going to set up a sub this turn because since I didn't set up a sub last turn, he might think that I'm not going to set up one this turn as well, and that's exactly what happens. He tried to toxic me. So I'm going to bring Blaziken back in. He's going to S-toss and break my sub, but at this point, I've got in a bunch of attack boosts, a bunch of special attack boosts. He does not want to stay in. So he's going to swap out to Empoleon as I hit him with a Sky Uppercut, and that's going to one-hit him easy because I'm at like +4 attack. So that's really good. Blaziken's pretty darn good on this team, and I'm going to baton pass out because I want to make sure that I'm able to like bring in a lot of my other guys. Basically, I want to finish the chain and make sure that I can get in as many boosts as I can, and get in this like in my final sweeper guy, without it getting just dead. He goes for Fly there and missed. His Skarmory has a weird set. It runs Roost, Whirlwind, Protect, and Fly. And basically, the idea for this set, or for his team, is to toxic a bunch of stuff and burn a bunch of stuff, and then set up a bunch of entry hazards with Forretress, mostly spikes and Stealth Rock, and then just kind of whirlwind around the opposing team, and just kind of stall them out like that. Let toxic damage rake up with the protects. And he uses Dusk Noir to burn stuff and just do a lot of stalling. And the team actually really works normally. But this Baton Pass team, and I guess all Baton Pass teams in general, are able to set up on his team pretty well. And that last bit that I was kind of talking over, basically I was trying to set up a sub with my Vaporeon, because Vaporeon subs can't be broken in one Seismic Toss from Blissey. So, and that would allow me to Baton Pass over to Nidoking. And I did get that in, and Nidoking's going to come in, and he's going to sweep. I hit Skarmory with Brick Break there, and even though Skarmory is a physically defensive juggernaut, it's not going to, it's not even going to take that well. It takes almost 50% from that, which is pretty impressive. Nidoking is going to hit this Dusk Noir, who's going to come in to try and burn me or confuse me or something. I'm going to one-hit it with Shadow Ball. And I had to cut the video right after this because it ended up being as long as it can go on my camera. So this is my favorite picture in the world. It's that gif of like Shuckle. But anyways, normally his team works really well, but the Baton Pass team, and I guess all Baton Pass teams in OU, work really well against it. And this Nidoking, he's awesome for a Baton Pass receiver because of his ability to absorb Toxic Spikes. Meaning that even if your team is threatened by Toxic Spikes, even if you just kind of give it like one boost per guy, you're going to be able to get him in, and he's not going to just get like wrecked. Because he's not going to be poisoned. Anyways, his Machamp comes in, gets poisoned by Poison Point, and gets one hit by Earthquake, and I get the win, and it's a 6-0, but that's kind of, it's kind of misleading, because if one of my guys had been KO'd, it would have wrecked my entire chain. Not only that, it would have uprooted me, I suppose the term would be, and made it so that he could try to whirling me around and stuff and just wreck my team. He wouldn't have had any entry hazards up because I killed Forretress pretty early. But overall, if I had lost a guy, it would have been a drastically different match. But as it stands, I was able to set up and just kind of wreck him. But anyway, it was really fun. The match itself took a really long time. I think like the match, we played for like 25 minutes with that match, just like, thinking of what we were going to do. The verse recorder speeds things up a little bit, and I doubled the speed, and even then it was a long match. So, but anyways, thank you, Franklin, for playing me, and using your team. And it was kind of cool because it was a really good matchup for my team. And like I said, I had never used this team before, so it was nice to kind of, end up with a good matchup the first time. And thank you, Otto, for inspiring me to make this baton pass team. Honestly, I didn't even think of making one of these until I saw the baton pass team that he used against me once. And it was tough to play against because of how, like, all the boosts, they just compound itself, and it makes it a really difficult task to go about beating it. But I did, but it was pretty lucky on my part that I had like a toxic spiker and stuff. But overall, it was a really fun match, and I just want to thank everybody for watching, and have a good day.